Hey Ito, you should do this job. That's impossible. My manager has also told me not to take on other jobs if I don't have the time. I'm Sosuke Ito, 21. After I graduated from high school, I worked in sales of a small tech company. And the person who is trying to force the job on me is Kazuki Asaba, my senior. The manager just scolded him about this. Heh, if you were doing your job efficiently, you could have done it. High school graduates are useless after all. How about a college graduate who can't do his job without relying on that useless high school graduate? What? I think I'm a rare one to talk back to a senior. But when he looks down on me every day, I can't help but argue back. Heh, you orphan. I guess you never really learned how to respect your seniors. My father is an elite who works for the large company Akuta Shoji, so there's a difference in the upbringing between us. Asaba-san, who couldn't force me to do his work, spat those words out and left. I didn't become an orphan because I wanted to. Frustrated, I pulled out a photo of my mother from my pocket. Whenever I feel depressed or angry, I always look at it. When I was 2 years old, my mother passed away, and I was taken in by my aunt and her husband. However, soon after that, they died in an accident. I had no other relatives, so I was placed in a children's home. And I was taken in by my adoptive parents. They were kind to me for the first few years, but...
Well then, spend the weekend with that money.
Eventually, she became indifferent to me and started leaving me alone, going on trips. Of course, they gave me the money I needed to live, but to be honest, I didn't feel loved as part of the family.
I see. It's been difficult until now, huh? I think it was the right thing to leave.
The person who supported me when I left home and got a job after graduating from high school was Tomomi Shono, the sales manager.
I know a lawyer, so if you need help, you can always talk to me.
I then consulted with the lawyer and asked him to investigate in detail. And it was discovered that my adoptive parents were embezzling my assets. I left him, of course. He was able to sue them and recover all of my assets. There are things I don't like here, but I'm indebted to this company, especially the manager, so try harder, Mom. After talking to my mother in my heart, I quietly put the photo away. Okay, I'll do my best. A few days later, Asaba-san and I were to head to a business meeting with Mato Ko. Ugh, are you okay? On the way, I encountered a woman crouching on the side of the road.
Sorry, I feel dizzy.
Hey, let's go, quick! But today's business meeting is important for our company. Leave the plain women alone. Don't high school graduates even know their priorities? It's true that today's meeting is important, but so are people's lives. There's no way I can leave her alone. Tch, do whatever you want. I'm leaving. Asaba-san then left us and hurried off to a business meeting. After calling an ambulance, I also called the company to explain the situation.
I get it. I'll call Matoko. So what about Asaba?
He went to the meeting alone.
I see. Well then, after contacting the client, I will also inform Asaba-kun of the need for better communication with me.
While listening to her exasperated voice towards Asaba, I hung up the phone. I was waiting for the ambulance to arrive while holding the hand of the lady who was shaking anxiously. Fortunately, the ambulance came quickly. Well then, I'll leave her to you. Also, this is my business card. I don't know if I can help you, but if you need to know more about the time when she collapsed, please contact me. In this way, I left and returned to work after contacting my manager again. What are you gonna do about this? The deal failed because of you! When Asaba-senpai came back from the meeting, the first thing he did was to criticize me. Even though the deal was 100% decided, it was put on hold. If the deal breaks down, how are you orphaned high school graduate gonna take responsibility? What? Was I wrong? Just when I was starting to doubt my own judgment.
Asaba-kun, stop attacking Ito-kun.
Before we knew it, the manager reprimanded Asaba.
When I explained the situation to Motoko, the person in charge agreed to let you talk to them alone. So they didn't complain about you going alone, right? In that case, it's not Ito's fault that this business meeting didn't go well.
Maybe that's true, but...
Also, stop making fun of other people because of their birth. It's something that he can't do anything about, and it has nothing to do with his work performance.
Okay. In front of the manager, he had a timid demeanor, but as soon as the manager left, he glared at me. Heh, don't feel good just because the manager protected you. There is no doubt that I'm better than you. After all, I am the son of an elite employee who works at Akuta Shoji. With that said, he grumpily returned to his seat. Jeez, didn't he hear what the manager just told him? Oh, what? Frustrated, I tried to look at the photo of my mother, but it was gone. Did I drop it somewhere? Oh, when I helped that woman earlier. That day, I managed to finish work even though I was stressed about it, and hurriedly went to look for the photo. I searched everywhere I could get my hands on, but I couldn't find it. What should I do? The only memory I have with my mother is that photo.
Ah, Ito. I'd like to discuss something with you.
As I was working, feeling depressed, my manager talked to me.
We need to have a meeting with a business partner in another prefecture, and I would like you to go.
What, me?
Yeah. Actually, it's a pretty important client, so I can't just send anybody. But I think you will be able to talk to them in a friendly manner, so I would like to ask you to go.
Understood. I'll do my best to meet your expectations.
Thank you. Also, there's something I'd like you to buy me as a souvenir.
Got it. Could you tell me more about it?
It's a drink called natto cider. It's only sold in that prefecture.
Huh? Isn't that like punishment?
It's a cider that faithfully reproduces the taste and smell of natto, but it has a strangely addictive taste.
I understand. I'll buy it if I can find it. Maybe she has no sense of taste?
Well, thanks. Oh, of course I'll pay for the natto cider.
Damn it! Why does she expect a lot from that orphan high school graduate? Watch me. I'll also make up for my failure. Months have passed since then, and after successfully completing my business trip, I am scheduled to return to work the next day. As I was taking a breather and resting at the hotel, I noticed an incoming call from the manager. This is Ito. Something wrong?
Sorry, I know you're busy. Ito, before you went to Motoko, you helped someone, right? I received a call from that person, and it turns out that she was actually the president's secretary of Love Koi Group.
Huh? That Love Koi Group? Love Koi Group is a major group and our largest client.
Yes, that's right. She seems to want to thank you in person and asked if we could meet tomorrow if possible.
Understood. Well then, I'll head to the office ASAP.
Thank you. I'll tell that to her.
The next day, I headed to work as planned, but apparently, something like this happened while I was away.
Today, Rei Saito, the president's secretary of Love Koi Group, is scheduled to come to see Ito. Ito helped Saito-san when she was lying on the roadside, so she came to say thank you.
What? That plain woman was an employee of such a large company? Wait, if I say that I helped that woman, wouldn't that credit be mine? She was dizzy at the time. He's so shallow that I can't believe it. But he seems to have thought that he could fool her in that case. Asaba, who was trying to steal the credit from me, staked out near the reception desk and was waiting for Saito-san. What is he doing while at work? Huh? Who's that beautiful woman?
My name is Saito from Love Koi Group, and I have an appointment with Ito-sama.
What? I never expected that plain woman to be so beautiful. I can't let Ito take the credit. Long time no see, Miss Saito from Love Koi Group. My name is Kazuki Asaba, and I helped you that day. I'm glad you're doing well.
You? However, it seems that your name is different from the business card I got.
Ah, that's a spare that Ito gave me to use when he was away. I was in a hurry at the time, so I accidentally handed it to you by mistake. Asaba was smiling broadly, as if he successfully fooled her.
What is that nonsense?
You are?
My name is Maho Ayatsuji, the daughter of Daigoro Ayatsuji, president of Love Koi Group.
The situation changed completely with the appearance of Ayatsuji-san.
So, what do you want by lying that you were the one who helped Ray?
It's no lie, I really helped her.
Oh dear. The person who helped Ray dropped this photo at the same time as giving her his business card.
What Ayatsuji-san held up while proclaiming loudly was a photo of my mother.
We have researched on this lady in the photo and found that the photo very likely belongs to Sosuke Ito-san. If you claim to be the owner of this photo, you obviously know who this woman is, right?
That's... Asaba becomes confused. Furthermore, our president rushes in.
I got a call saying the reception was noisy, and what the heck? Ayatsuji-san, Saito-san, I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused by our employee.
President, well, this is...
I'll ask you to explain this to me thoroughly.
Asaba was taken away by the president. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused by my colleague.
No, Ito-san is not at fault.
When I found out what had happened, I apologized as soon as I arrived at the waiting room, but they both readily forgave me.
Hello again. It's been a while. I'm Rei Saito, whom you helped that day. Thank you very much for helping Saito. That day, I was at home on a day off. I felt unwell and thoughtlessly I started walking to the hospital. Then I felt dizzy while walking. The doctor said it was dehydration. After the treatment, the nurse handed me your business card, so I came here to thank you. I only had a vague memory of your face and voice, but I remember how reassuring you were by my side. I'm really thankful to you.
I'm relieved that you're doing well now.
Today, I wanted to thank you for your help and give you back this photo.
In response to Rei-san's words, Ayatsuji-san handed me a photo of my mother.
This one had apparently fallen into the ambulance, so I asked the nurse to let me keep it.
I see. Thank you. It was an important photo for me. Thank you.
So, is the woman in the photo your mother?
Yes, it's been a long time since she passed away.
That's how it was after all. I see. So it's you.
Ayatsuji-san looks at me with a mixture of sadness and kindness.
We have been looking for a long time. For you, the son of Koharu Ito-san.
Huh? Why do you know me? And my mother?
I know you two very well.
Apparently, Ayatsuji-san was nervous. and she opened and closed her mouth several times before finally speaking.
Actually, you are my half-brother.
Huh? I'm speechless at the shocking words. That means my father.
Actually, my father and I have met you several times when you were little. Since you were still small, it's understandable that you don't remember.
The story goes back 20 years, when I was still with my mother. I was a year old at the time.
It seems that my father and Koharu-san started dating sometime after my mother passed away. Koharu-san treated me like she was my real mother. I was still young and had little memory of my biological mother. And I thought of you as my real brother. Sasuke! Peekaboo!
They had me with the intention of getting married, but then my paternal grandparents were strongly against it. Apparently, they opposed their marriage because of my mother's family background. Koharu-san, let's elope with me. I want to live with you, Maho and Sosuke.
Thank you, Daigoro-san. But until we are accepted by your parents who gave birth to you and raised you, I want to do my best.
My mother told my father that his parents would be sad if they eloped, but in the end, they were never accepted. After my mother died, my father tried to take custody of me, but that didn't work. My mother and maternal grandparents were separated, so custody was given to my aunt and her husband.
Immediately after my father handed over child support to your aunt in a lump sum, we went overseas. It wasn't until we visited you right after we returned to Japan that I learned your aunt and her husband had passed away. And unfortunately, the orphanage you were placed in was bankrupt. As a result, I had no idea where you had been taken after that. But this time, I happened to find Koharu-san's photo, and I was finally able to meet you. I'm sorry it took me so long to meet you again. My grandparents passed away last year, and no one would object to having you in our home anymore. So if you're okay with it, could you join our family?
Please, raise your head. The voice directed to Ayatsuji-san was so gentle that even I was surprised. I thought that a happy family was something I could never have. But I did have a family that continued to think of me and kept looking for me. Even if it was only for a short time, there was a moment when the four of us were a happy family, huh? It still feels like a dream. It may not be possible right away, but I want to be a family with you too. The people my mother loved. That's what I think. Thank you for finding me. Looking forward to living with you, sis. Although it took us a lot of time, we were able to safely reunite. After that, Saito-san learned that the business meeting that day had failed, and Lovekoi Group decided to talk to Matoko. It turned out that the cause of the failure was that Asaba had disrespected a human life that day. It seems that Asaba berated me for saving Saito-san in front of the client. This is said to have led to the distrust of Matoko. Later, I went back to the meeting and was able to successfully conclude a contract. Asaba's failure at Matoko and misbehavior towards Saito-san became a big problem. The president took it seriously and placed him under home detention. Then, what a perfect timing! Another incident came at Asaba while he was under detention.
Damn, why me?
Breaking news! Alleged to have received illegal kickbacks from Akata Shoji.
Asaba was stunned by the news broadcast on TV.
That's a lie! My father was arrested?
Surprisingly, Asaba's father was sued by his company and arrested on charges of fraud and breach of trust.
Kazuki Asaba-san! I'm from Gesu newspaper. Could I interview you about the incident that your father caused?
Stop it! Stop it!
After that, Asaba became traumatized by being chased around by the media. He voluntarily resigned through a retirement agency service.
Shit! Why? The sins of the parents have nothing to do with the child.
Asaba looked down on people a lot because of their family background. Now, he's in position to suffer because of his family. He must have realized firsthand the shallowness of his actions. Meanwhile, I was being regularly invited to the Ayatsuji family, and had more and more opportunities to have meals with my father and sister.
Good evening, Sosuke-kun.
Ah, good evening! You were invited too! Actually, Reisa and my sister were friends to begin with. The truth seems to be that on the day they visited my company, my sister forced Reisa to let her come too.
Anyway, is it okay, Sosuke? You're really gonna decline the offer to join Lovekoi Group?
Yes, I owe a lot to my current company. Besides, I'm more than happy just being able to spend time with my family like this. It seems my father wants to pamper his son more and offers me various kinds of help. But for me, having a family was already more valuable than anything else, so I politely refused any offers that didn't suit me.
That's nice. I also want to be part of this family. Oh? Why are you holding back? If you marry Sosuke, we can become a family.
I see. That's not a bad idea at all.
Hey, that would be a nuisance to Rei-san, right?
I'm okay with that. Because Sosuke-kun, who helped me that day, you were reliable and cool.
Huh? Even if you think the bond between people has been broken, you can reconnect it again and again if you don't give up. I'm sure the same goes for things other than relationships. So if there's someone close to me who is about to give up on something, I sincerely hope to be able to help them.
Hello, it's Brittany here. I really loved this story about Sosuke-kun finding his family again and making a new one. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next story. Bye bye!